Good evening. I'm Sergeant Tom Letras with the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, and this is your daily update for Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Today we have 90 positive tests, 1,875 negative tests, and 0 deaths. One thing I want to start talking about this evening is modeling. Now, we've seen different models from different counties and from the state. Modeling helps us to project when we will see a spike in increase of people infected with COVID-19 to better help prepare our hospital staff to treat these patients. We are going to be releasing some modeling later on this evening. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and I don't want to get too much into detail on that because some of it can be very confusing. One of the first things you're going to see is the first line on here. It's a dotted line on this graph. And what that shows you is that if we do absolutely nothing, if we opened up our schools, if we all went back to work, if we didn't practice social distancing, we would expect that in mid-April, within the next week to 14 days, we would see a major spike that would exceed the number of hospital beds that we currently have available. What that means is, if that were to happen, it would infect our medical staff, our first responders, and many people would end up dying because we wouldn't have treatment. Now, that's not just people who are infected with COVID-19. This may be people who have a stroke or a heart attack at home, someone who gets into a car accident, or someone who may have acute appendicitis. So this affects our medical across the board. Now, the second green line in this graph, what that shows is if we have 40% compliance, which is kind of an average number that we've come up with for compliance, that shows that we wouldn't start seeing a spike until mid-May. Now, the good news is the more compliance we have and the longer that we can comply, the lower those numbers go down, the better abilities that we have to be able to treat our people here in Stanislaus County. That also means less deaths and more people being able to be treated for other medical issues outside of COVID-19. One of the things that we have noticed based on this social distancing, which has really helped, is we've seen a lower number of seasonal flu this year. That has helped our hospitals so far to stay ahead because in addition to COVID-19 and all the other medical stuff, seasonal flu is something that does affect people and causes them to be hospitalized. So we see a lot of positive benefits that have come about from this stay-at-home and social distancing. We plan to continue to update these models each and every week. Now, please understand that there are a lot of variables that go into these models, so they can change daily. So this isn't an exact science. Now, we are preparing to put together some videos to kind of explain this in the next couple of days and to get a little bit more in detail over what this modeling shows us and what it tells us. So please stay tuned for that. Now, tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m., we're going to be having our community question and answer period. Our guests for tomorrow evening are going to be Board of Supervisor Chairwoman Kristen Olson, who is going to talk a little bit about unemployment and small business relief. We will also have Dr. Julie Veshampayan, who will talk about some of the medical issues, and Sheriff Jeff Dirksey will be here to address any questions that you may have in regards to enforcement actions. We ask you to please start sending in your questions now so that we can get to answering them right away as soon as we start. We will still do a live Q&A during the broadcast, so please, tomorrow night, be ready to send in your questions. So stay tuned, and we will see you all again tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m.